What time does the Eiffel Tower tour start? The tour starts at 10 a.m. sharp. How long is the walking tour of Central Park? The walking tour of Central Park lasts about 2 hours. Is photography allowed inside the Sistine Chapel? I'm sorry, but photography is not permitted inside the Sistine Chapel. Can you tell me more about the history of the Colosseum? Certainly. The Colosseum was built in 80 AD and was used for gladiatorial contests. Are there any restrooms near the Statue of Liberty? Yes, there are restrooms available at the base of the Statue of Liberty. What's the best time to visit Machu Picchu to avoid crowds? I'd recommend visiting Machu Picchu early in the morning, around 6 a.m. Is the Tower of London wheelchair accessible? Yes, most areas of the Tower of London are wheelchair accessible. How many steps are there to climb the Leaning Tower of Pisa? There are 294 steps to reach the top of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. What's the significance of the Taj Mahal? The Taj Mahal was built by Emperor Shah Jahan as a mausoleum for his beloved wife. Are there guided tours available for the Great Wall of China? Yes, we offer guided tours of the Great Wall at the Mutianyu section daily. How old is Stonehenge? Stonehenge is believed to be around 5,000 years old. Can we go inside the pyramids of Giza? Yes, you can enter the Great Pyramid of Khufu, but it requires an additional fee. What's the best way to explore the Grand Canyon? I'd recommend taking a guided rim walk or a helicopter tour for the best views. Is there a dress code for visiting the Vatican museums? Yes, shoulders and knees should be covered when visiting the Vatican museums. How deep is the Great Barrier Reef? The Great Barrier Reef ranges from 15 meters to 150 meters in depth. Are there any restaurants near Mount Rushmore? Yes, there's a cafeteria at the Lincoln Borglum Visitor Center. What's the best season to visit Yellowstone National Park? Summer is the most popular, but I recommend fall for fewer crowds and beautiful colors. How long does it take to tour Alcatraz Island? The average visit to Alcatraz Island takes about 2.5 to 3 hours. Is it possible to climb to the crown of the Statue of Liberty? Yes, but you need to book crown tickets well in advance. What's the story behind the Mona Lisa? The Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci in the early 16th century. Are there any night tours of the Acropolis? Unfortunately, the Acropolis is closed at night, but it's beautifully lit for viewing from a distance. How far is Pompeii from Rome? Pompeii is about 150 miles south of Rome, roughly a 2.5-hour drive. What's the best way to see the Northern Lights in Iceland? Join a guided tour between September and March for the best chance to see the Northern Lights. Is there a fee to visit Times Square? No, Times Square is a public area and free to visit. How long does it take to tour the Louvre Museum? To see the highlights, allow at least 3 to 4 hours, but you could spend days exploring everything. Can we feed the animals at the San Diego Zoo? For the safety of the animals, visitors are not allowed to feed them. What's the history behind the Berlin Wall? The Berlin Wall was built in 1961 to separate East and West Berlin during the Cold War. Is it safe to swim at Bondi Beach? Yes, but always swim between the flags and follow lifeguard instructions. How high is the Empire State Building? The Empire State Building is 1,454 feet tall, including the antenna. What's the best way to see the Hollywood sign? The best view is from the Griffith Observatory or the Hollywood and Highland Center. Are there any free days to visit the Metropolitan Museum of Art? The Met operates on a pay-what-you-wish basis for New York State residents. How long is the boat ride to the Statue of Liberty? The ferry ride to Liberty Island takes about 15 to 20 minutes. What's the significance of the Forbidden City? The Forbidden City was the imperial palace of China's emperors for almost 500 years. Can we see penguins at Boulders Beach? Yes, Boulders Beach in Cape Town is home to a colony of African penguins. What's the best time to visit the Sagrada Familia? Early morning or late afternoon tends to be less crowded, and the light is beautiful. How many paintings are in the Uffizi Gallery? The Uffizi Gallery houses over 2,200 pieces of artwork. Is it possible to go inside Christ the Redeemer statue? You can't go inside, but there's an observation deck at the base with panoramic views. What's the story behind the Easter Island statues? The Moai statues were carved by the Rapa Nui people between 1250 and 1500 AD. How deep is the Grand Canyon? At its deepest point, the Grand Canyon is about 1 mile deep. Are there any guided tours of Buckingham Palace? Yes, guided tours of the staterooms are available during the summer months. What's the best way to experience the Amazon rainforest? I'd recommend a guided boat tour or staying at an eco-lodge for the best experience. How old is the oldest part of the Great Wall of China? The oldest sections of the Great Wall date back to the 7th century BC. Can we see lava at Hawaii Volcanoes National Park? It depends on current volcanic activity. Check with park rangers for up-to-date information. What's the story behind the Terracotta Army? The Terracotta Army was built to protect Emperor Qin Shi Huang in the afterlife. How long does it take to tour Versailles Palace? Plan for at least 2 to 3 hours to see the palace and gardens of Versailles. Are there any free walking tours in Prague? Yes. There are several companies offering free walking tours of Prague's Old Town. What's the best time to visit Petra, Jordan? Spring or autumn offer the most pleasant weather. How many floors does the Space Needle have? The Space Needle has 2 observation decks, one at 500 feet and another at 520 feet. Is it possible to visit Chernobyl? Yes, guided tours of the Chernobyl exclusion zone are available with proper authorization. What's the significance of Angkor Wat? Angkor Wat is the largest religious monument in the world and a symbol of Cambodia.